Hello everyone, Satu here. Um, I know that a lot of us have had quite interesting time with our bodies recently. I mean, I know that I for sure have, and especially like the past few weeks, but already since this whole Corona thing started, because obviously um, it is about bodies in a way. It makes you look at things like, okay, so what if I get something that harms my body? What if this does something to my body? Does it do something to my body? What is my body really like? How does my body function? Will this actually matter to my body? These are some of the questions that I've been looking at, and um, then also lately I've had just all kinds of weird things occur with my body, and things that you might think that could be problems, like I've been a little bit sick and all kinds of stuff like that, but like there's been this lightness at the same time to all of that. And I've asked a lot of questions and just gone like, body, what is this, like what's going on? And there's been such a sense that my body is creating a different future for itself and for us, for me and my body together. And one of the things that I would really invite you to look at is the fact that you are an infinite being, and then you have a body, and you and your body is not the same thing. And even if your body would die, you would still exist. You just would not have this body that you currently have. And I know that for some people that's like, what the but just check with the light and heavy tool. Is that light for you, or is that heavy for you? Is this true for you, or is this not true for you? And that's actually something that I've been looking at for years already, like this thing of like, okay, I would still exist if I did not have this body, but what would that life be like? How would I live without this body? What would that look like? What would I maybe gain, but also what would I lose? What is it that my body provides for me? And what can we be together with my body that would not be possible for us separately? So that's one of the things that I've been looking at. And then obviously the other question that brings is, are you committed to your body? Are you committed to having this body that you have? And if you've never really looked at that, looked at the fact that you are not the same thing as your body, then the question, are you committed to your body, can obviously be like, well, I don't know, what does that even mean? But it is something that I do invite you to start looking at. Are you committed to having this body that you have right now? And what would it mean to you if you were committed to your body? What would you have to choose, and how would you start being with your body if you were really looking at creating a future with your body? Especially at times like this that we're currently living, and there's like all these talks about the vaccine and all kinds of stuff that makes you easily like wonder like what should I choose? Should I just do it? Should I not do it? Like, what is going to work for you? A lot of countries are talking about like not allowing you to travel if you don't take the vaccine. And I really just love what Gary Douglas, the founder of Access, just said recently, because he said, well, I'm not going to do it, so then I just won't travel. And I love that kind of commitment to the body there, because he's looking at, okay, this vaccine is not going to work for my body, not going to do that. If that means that I can't travel, which I really love, then I won't do it. And that also made me look at like, am I committed to my body and what is going to work for my body, even if that means that then I won't be able to do some things that I have decided that I must do or that I really like doing. And kind of looking at, because I know it's easy to look at, well, just take the vaccine, whatever, then it's easy, you can just, do whatever you want after that. And it might seem like easy in the moment, but is it going to create ease for your future? That is the other thing, that at times like this, when everything in this moment seems a bit like, then you need to look at, okay, what's the future going to be like? What are these choices creating for my future? Are you looking to have ease or easy time right now, Or are you looking at what is going to create ease from now onwards all the way to the future for hundreds of years? What do you need to choose that will make the world worth living for hundreds of years? What is the reality that we can choose with our bodies and that we can create with our bodies right this moment with the choices that we make that will create the future for us and our bodies and this planet? That's one of the things that I've been looking at, and like this, it's so easy to just choose what seems easy in the moment. Like I told the story when I was coming home from Istanbul, and at the airport they tried to force everybody to do the corona test, and it might seem easy in that moment to just do it and get out of there quickly, and you don't need to like talk to anybody, and you don't have to like seem too different, and you don't have to like, you just follow the line and then you go. And it might seem easy in that moment, but is it going to create more ease in the future? Because when you're choosing something like that, you are just saying that, okay, I'll do whatever you ask me to do. I'll just follow everyone else because it's easy. But is that ease? Not necessarily. And for me, when I, in that moment, just choose to like, no, this isn't gonna work for me. I'm not gonna live a future where this is the thing that we must do. So no, I'm choosing in this moment right now what my future is going to be like and what the future with my body is going to be like. I'm not gonna force my body to do stuff that it doesn't want to do, or things that will like not work for it, or things that will harm it. I'm gonna be with my body. I'm gonna have my body's back. And yeah, that creates a little bit of different energy. And the moment I did that, also the way that my body committed to me was just like, I'm gonna almost start crying when I talk about it, but I mean, it's just something that you will only discover when you choose it. So with the choices that you have and that you are going to be asked to make during this next months and years, ask, what future is this going to create? What will the future be like with these choices? And ask yourself if you're willing to have a moment, a day, a week, or a year of uncomfort to create a future that is totally different. I am. So that's my invitation for you today. And also there's one clearing that I really, really love, question or clearing, that I really love in times like this, and especially lately, like whenever I run it, it just creates more space. And it's in the foundation manual, so I'm just gonna read it for you and you can use it if you want to. So it's, what energy, space, consciousness, and choice can my body and I be to be out of control, out of definition, out of limitation, out of form, structure, and significance, out of linearity, and out of concentricities for all eternity? And then you can use the clearing statement after that if you want. And the only way that we can really be controlled is if we allow ourselves to be controlled. But the more chaotic and out of control you allow yourself to be, the harder it is for anyone or anything ever to control you. Also you. So you also have to be willing to let go of that self-control or trying to control your body. I know it's a bit of a, because I know that I have definitely been a bit of a control freak. Well, can be interesting to start really asking to be out of control. But then the other thing that I've noticed with that is that I get really happy. Like when I don't control stuff, or when I don't control my body, there is just this joy. And then that joy is really chaotic, and then that's even harder to control. So then it just becomes this like a snowball effect, but in an amazing way, not in a destructive way. Maybe it's a little destructive to this reality and what we have been living, but it definitely does create a different future. So what is the future that you would like to live? Are you willing to choose that?